There you go.
All right. Looks good. Except I'll fix the names in a second here. We are live. The live feed has caught up. It's been about 10 seconds into the stream. Not too many viewers tonight. Come on, guys.
What are we doing?
Well, and considering that probably 3 of us is part of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't have anything special on the Instagram feed or anything like that. We've got Ron as our special guest tonight.
Yes,
RC
sir.
Hectorius is here.
Ron Wiley out.
We
out
also
of
got
Phoenix.
Chris Hawkins here.
Oh,
Oh,
hey.
Guys from
There he
Rock
is. He
Falls.
made it on.
What's
Yo,
going on,
Perfect.
Logan? What's up, DJ? What's up, Adam? How you guys doing?
Pretty
Good to see you,
good.
dude.
Pretty
Good.
good.
See you guys again.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. I'm glad this worked out because, we were gonna have you on with Trey, but then it was like we got to do a Shibata episode with Vittorio and Trey, and so
Right.
this works out good.
Yeah, man.
That's perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to be fixing names because we had some technical difficulties just a moment ago.
Well, Ron had technical difficulties.
No, it's a joined effort here. We're okay. Okay, and Chris. Boom. Okay, so there's that. I guess Logan, do you want to take us through the calendar or just like
Yeah.
normal start off stuff? Do you
Pulling
need
up
the link
that
to the document?
calendar, and I can pull up the doc too. Bear with me, boys. This week it's been a week.
I would agree.
A week at the track or a week online or what is it?
Oh, just with work and everything. Not a lot of time to spend on drift stuff. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that. So we'll just get into some calendar events real quick. Welcome everyone. We got Hector and Brandon in the chat. We got Mitch. What's up, boys? Hector, I was really digging the post from today where you had the overdose guys staying in the casita. That's pretty sick.
Would you call that stereotypical?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Okay. Sounds good. We got
Yeah, Boston. Nice.
for DJ and I, we're taking a little trip down there to Tandem next week. We're leaving on Wednesday. We'll be back Sunday. And
All right.
then it's gonna be a good time.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all sporting Tandem shirts today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got mine from Super G raffle. So,
Damn. Hey, that works
so
out.
thank you.
And it actually fits.
Yeah. Or I'm getting
That's
a lot
lucky.
fatter, so there's
I
that.
usually tend to win the raffle shirts, but they're like a 15 XL.
Yeah.
I can fit a whole nother me inside.
Oh jeez. All right. I guess I'm ready. Do you want me to do calendar? I can do calendar.
Sure. Yeah. If you want.
All right. There's not much to calendar actually.
Not really.
So just a reminder for everyone that's in Oregon who's actually going to be participating or even thinking about participating in Oregon SDC, go register. It helps us all out, and it's free. Doesn't do any harm to you. Doesn't do any harm to anybody else. It's
Get
free.
signed up.
We already have an actual legitimate region already, right? So
Yep.
the more people that there is, the more fun it's going to be. And it's going to be a pretty fun location because there's a lot more places to eat other than pizza. I do.
Yep.
I will miss Rioma, but okay.
Yeah. We can always take a trip back there, but we also got we're right off of Mississippi now, and there's good spots on interstate, so it's a good place to be.
Yep. The
What's
wings.
the best place to eat over there? Like, what's the go-to spot?
We haven't been there very long, so
Yeah.
we might not. Right now, our favorite spot is just a little bar down the street called Satellite Tavern.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
just
haven't.
super simple, basic, bar food.
I haven't been
That
there.
works.
I went to the wing place, like Fire Mountain something.
Fire on the Mountain, yeah.
Yeah. That was okay. It was very Portland.
Yeah.
Very.
We're
very
trying.
Portland.
We're trying to build our relationship with the bar. Like, I've already been there like probably 5 or 6 times, but we're trying to
Not
like
the bartender, just the bar.
everyone, all the bartenders, all the servers, everyone.
Geez,
have them know that we're in there every week on Friday, and like they've already given us Jello shots before and stuff like that. So.
Nice. We got a pretty nice bar over here too.
Yeah, that's good. We'll check it out.
All right. So, last weekend was the Import Fest or Import Expo car show. It was a really good show, really good showing from everybody. Apparently the track was just like Jake's garage, but enlarged. So
also
cool.
our track at PDX.
Is it? I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, with a lack of polls. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the next big event is Northwest Model Hobby and Northwest Model Hobby and Northwest Model and Hobby Expo. There it is. April 11th to the 13th. Logan, DJ, you guys going?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Have you guys
I don't know
already...
I might be sleeping in the forest or something like that, or in the back of my car. I don't know, but we'll be there.
Yeah, hotels.
That's a vacation.
There's not very many places to think about, like up there. There's camping. There's some really cheap motel thing that's like right by the railroad tracks, which apparently don't go. And then there's the Best Western there, and
under a bridge by the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
by the railroad. Yeah,
There's a guy Steve standing by a shipping container. You pay him $20, and you can sleep there for the.
And as far as the Best Western is right now, the last time I checked, which was just the other day, it was about $170, $180 for the room,
which is crazy for a night. Which is for a Best Western. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best.
Western. Yeah. I'll probably be staying at the Best Western, but probably only Saturday to Sunday. I don't think I'll come Friday. And then Drift PDX first STC series is April 26th.
Yeah. Which you guys have already done what, 2 or 3 rounds?
2
rounds?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have already done 2 rounds.
A lot of people already start. We like to start late. We like to start late and go late into the season for some reason. I don't know. I like the long off season. What do you think, Chris?
I like a little bit off season. A little bit of time to take and change things up. Maybe run a couple different shells.
Yeah.
Try something new.
Yeah.
And then get right back to it.
Right on.
Definitely. Yeah, I've made some pretty big changes in the off season. I also haven't driven as much as I would have liked, but we'll see how it goes. I still got a month, so
Well, I
should
mean,
be good.
There's been some things to prevent from driving.
You have a big checklist of stuff you guys want to go through before you get into it, or you feeling pretty ready?
I don't have necessarily a checklist, but I definitely there's things that I'm working on right now that I for sure want to have dialed in before, obviously. And then I like to kind of stop tuning a few weeks before the first round and just drive.
Mm-hmm.
Get as much seat time as I can.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Get fully dialed in as a driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, we might as well get into it. It's kind of a good topic since we're on the topic. But so obviously, this is the first year that you guys are doing STC at Tandem.
Technically, it's the second, but the very first year was kind of a mix between when we were up in Metro Center and then brought it to Tandem.
Okay.
Back in
You guys-
Tandem.
What was that Metro Center?
So Metro Center Mall is a mall up after 17.
Oh, I'm very familiar. Yeah.
Half hour north of here, and there was a slot car 1320. There was a little place in there. They had a drag strip with slot cars, and in the back there, the Drift Dreams guys, Ben and Eddie, they had a little carpet track back there, and
Okay.
they rented that little spot. And
Yeah.
when I met those guys, we tore the carpet out and we put in a P-tile track, and we actually got everything ready. And then the very first year of SDC started, and we got involved in it there.
Oh, cool.
And then they shut them all down, and COVID and everything happened, and we moved it down to Tandem and finished it.
So if you're not familiar, for the Portland local people, I would equivalent. I'm not finding that word, but basically Metro Center is, you could compare that to like the Lloyd Center. So it's used to be, in the peak of its time, it was the mall in Phoenix, and over the years, especially like late 2000s even, it just started becoming a very weird place, like completely empty, stores you've never heard of.
I mean, that's every mall now. Like,
yeah, probably. That's probably true.
That is everywhere.
And now it's like totally closed down now that they're rebuilding it, right?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what they're going to do there. I know they were tearing it down, and it was just going to be, I don't know what they're going to do though.
Aaron says Ron grew up in the 60s.
It's about run group in a car drove by.
Ron grew up in the 60s.
Yeah, one of the chatters, Aaron M, said Ron grew up in the 60s.
Honestly, it's not a bad time to grow up.
Run group.
I mean, because think,
Oh my time.
you wouldn't have the problems that we have today. It would be like the golden times. Like, never mind.
Eh.
I'm over
They
it.
wouldn't have. They definitely don't have two-wheel drive gyro drift cars in the 60s. So I'm not really interested.
Okay, fine.
That's a new thing.
So how have the events been going there at Tandem?
So far, really good, man. Everybody's kind of taken to it. Everybody's pretty happy around here. Yeah, I mean, we've all been doing competitions. We didn't like stop. We did one of our own. We did the Doors in the Desert series, which turned out really well, and had a pretty good time with that. So just throwing a few more rules in the mix and everything to meet up with the SDC rules. And but it went really well. I think everything went really smooth.
Good. Been fun.
How many non-SDC series do you run, like, in the off season, or what we call the off season?
We usually run one other series. So like this year, we'll probably start one in November.
Okay. Gotcha.
So kind of just an in-between series after SDC ends. Yeah.
Yep. And then we're gonna try and do like a. They used to have like what they called the Tandem show here. We're going to do something just a little bit off, just a little bit different than that. It'll be like a Matsuri event, and that'll sort of kind of kick us off to go into that series. But we're going to do, basically like, oh shoot, I can't remember the name of it, like a final bout type thing. So it'll be some tandem battles, maybe some team tandem battles, where you got like 4 or 5 cars, and then just crowd judging.
Yeah.
Let the raise of hands, decide it, and then just get back to doing more driving. So maybe do some fun games, with like teams instead of just single stuff. So, but just make a good Matsuri weekend out of it. Just have a good time.
What kind of Matsuri games do you guys play?
Excuse me?
What kind of Matsuri games do you play? Like, we have like a hard park challenge, or like.
Well, they do the cops and robbers. They're like, they do that.
Yeah, we did our cops and robbers here before. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, so we do. We'll do like kick the can, the parking. We'll do last man standing. We do our cops and robbers, and then Alec Donaldson kind of was showing me like a thread the needle game that he was watching, like they were doing it with real cars. But we're gonna go ahead and throw that into the mix. We're gonna give that a shot.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, the backy one. That looks like a lot.
Just all the cones fun. Like as wide as the car, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
I did see that. Okay.
That looks cool.
So yeah, we're gonna try some stuff like that, and just keep having fun.
I'm most looking forward to that cops and robbers. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
I've been demoted on that. Apparently, I'm lenient.
He's pretty lenient. Yeah, he's pretty lenient.
I like people to get away.
What exactly is cops and robbers? Like, I have an idea, but
so basically we've got a Soarer that's painted up like a cop car.
Okay.
And you start at basically half track away from the police car, and the robber takes off, and the police car takes off, and the goal is that the robber car has to hit all the zones and run the line around the track. The police car can cut all the zones he wants. He can go as fast as he wants. He can do whatever he wants, but he just can't cut the track. And his job is to try and catch him and just touch the car. He doesn't have to pit it or anything like that. He's just got to catch him or touch the car before he gets back to the start line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So basically, he's got to catch him, overcome him, and get him. If the guy makes it, then he goes on to the next round. The next round, the police car starts about 10 feet closer.
Okay.
And then you run the same drill again. And usually it only takes like 2, maybe 3 rounds, and you're done.
And you have the same like cop car driver the whole time?
It's usually like, myself or Austin Lewis or, just whoever feels like, they're feeling fast that night.
Yeah.
I throw the police car body on my GRK4, which is just, I don't know, it just likes to go fast. I call it fast.
Yeah. It's actually, you said no pitting. Me and my boys have like tried to, we get into that. It's actually pretty hard to pit a RC drift car.
Well, so you got to remember, we'll end up doing that mini game a night, and there might be 20 people here, and some of them might be newer guys, and some of them aren't into the aggression of banging cars into each other. So we try to keep it,
Me and my buddy Charlie, all of our buddy Charlie, we would have times at the track where we're just bored, and basically we just start getting rowdy with each other, and trying to actually pit a drift car is really tough because it's like they can just keep going, like you can spin them out, they just hold it.
Yeah. Well, takes a little bit more momentum.
Yeah, you got to hit them pretty hard.
That's where that cutting comes into play.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. So you guys, do you have this is something I ask all people that are kind of running an STC series. I just kind of ask about like, what's your judging situation like? Do you have like dedicated judges? Do you switch it up? Do you yourself participate in judging? How do you guys do that?
So this year we're doing it where all the judges are not registered.
Okay,
cool.
So the guys that are judging here are not registered in STC, so they really don't have any skin in that game. And they also don't compete on the day of an event. We want to keep it to where it's just really sort of non-biased. I
separated.
judge. I'll be the one guy that's probably there every event. And then I've got about 3 or 4 guys that are not registered with STC that are going to go ahead and also judge. So that way I've got a spare that can sit in when one guy isn't going to be there. We had Steve was nice enough to send Shane Collins out here.
Oh, cool.
And he sat in on our first event with us, and actually we were able to learn a lot from him on how he calls and
that's
stuff
awesome.
like that, which turned out really, really well for us. So it really gave us a good jump into it and understand, how they do it. I was supposed to go out there for their first event. Unfortunately, I'm a one-man show out here, and I just could not get away and
can't make it happen.
There. But I really like to kind of see how their setup is.
Yeah.
I like that elevated platform. That's pretty sweet.
Yes, yeah. I think that's definitely being up on the mezzanine to judge is definitely a huge benefit.
We do have 8 cameras, over all our zones and everything. So we were able to actually see replays and stuff and be able to watch particular zones, and that really helps a lot with scoring points and stuff like that. So that helped a ton.
That's kind of a funny thing. Like, at our events, we had, I would say, I'm not gonna say inexperienced judges, just people that hadn't done a lot of RC drift judging before. People that have been watching drift forever, whatever. and then we had if we're lucky, we had like one phone camera angle in the corner, and it was a battle of like not wanting to go to the camera footage every single time. But for me, it's just like, I don't know, like you kind of need to really, like if you watch any other competition, they're watching the replays. So like,
Yeah.
I think
sometimes you just have to.
Yeah, I can't. I've judged stuff before, and it's like I can barely remember what happened the run I just watched, let alone the first one.
Especially if there's no mistakes or anything like that. You know, you're really gonna want to look at the footage and really analyze what's happening.
Yeah, you have to really get in the nitty gritty of like who was where in what zone, and you have to compare the two runs. I would say just for having 3 judges that don't ever compete, and B, having that camera set up. I mean, that's a pretty high quality. I don't think a lot of regions are at that level even. So shout out to you for having that set up. That's nice. I think a lot of drivers would appreciate that. We struggle with our judges. All of our people that we would trust to judge also want to drive for the most part. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
Yeah.
A lot of times you want to have people that know how to drive doing the judging because they know the nuances of the
Absolutely.
car,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we just don't have the numbers of like people that are willing to judge and are really good, but not and not, you know, willing to give up the driving part of it and be really good at it.
Laver in chat is saying, too bad the video is like 24 FPS. So
yeah,
a little bit of shade, but if you do have the ability,
no video.
I mean, sure, but if you do have the ability to update or to like increase that FPS to 60, if you could run at 60, it makes a world of difference.
Oh yeah,
especially if your cameras are static. Like I haven't seen one of your live videos, but yeah, if you can increase FPS, then it helps out.
For sure.
These cars are pretty loud behind us. That's why I
Right.
have to move you guys really close so we can hear it.
We can't hear it.
Yeah.
So you guys
But
are
they
good.
can. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, 24 FPS is not going to be ideal or whatever it is, you know. If it's lower than 60, it's not the best solution, but it's obviously better than nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. Even
So,
I know that like up at Bubble Milk, they just had like a regular, like an older video camera, right, on a
Yeah, they have
tripod.
some overheads.
yeah.
I thought it was like a tripod one.
No, it's somewhere overhead because you can see a full top-down view. Of the
Okay,
track.
so yeah, so they had cameras too then.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
and
cameras
that's
really
great. I mean, any kind of camera is awesome. Like we don't have cameras. We probably won't have cameras for a while.
What are you
So,
talking
So
about?
you know, you'd be amazed if you start like asking around to like people that come out to your place, like, you know, does anybody have like an old video camera? Because it doesn't have to be anything special, right? As long as it takes a decent picture, you know, you can at least set it up somewhere so that it's constantly running.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what happens is if you don't have anything that you're using specifically, then everybody's phone starts coming into play.
Yeah.
You know, anybody who's taking video all of a sudden is coming up with their camera, and
Yeah.
you know,
And that's a challenge.
it is a challenge.
Yeah, and I should correct myself. Adam's right. We do have cameras. Obviously, we stream all of our rounds. I mean, more so for the judging aspect. Like, as far as the judges reviewing footage of the runs, usually the best we have is like we'll have like a alternate judge, basically a fourth person that could step in judging if something needs to happen, and they'll be filming each run. But that's one angle from one side of the track on a phone. So it's not, it's better than nothing. Anything is better than nothing. But yeah. My dream would be like high quality cameras in the ceiling looking down at every, to cover the whole track.
You guys tend to do a lot of one more times, or are you more of a let's get down to it?
When I'll say this about our region, it's a young region. a lot of our people have been doing this for a long time, but generally, like the average career length of one of our competitors is relatively short, I would say. And so we don't have a lot of battles that are hard to judge until you start getting into like top 8.
Okay,
And so, yeah, but then absolutely, yeah, we'll do one more times. We have, you know, the limits on it and the rules about like if you you know, once you get to like the second one more time or something, we're gonna go to like first to crash basically, or you know, we won't do more than 3, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
How many people do you guys usually end up with?
For the round, like for participation drivers.
Yeah. So I think we'll probably start. Well, last year we started at what? Like we had 24 or so at the first round.
It was variable.
Usually start a little higher, like 20 in the mid 20s, and then by the end of the season, drop down a little bit. So we're not filling out 32 or anything.
No.
Okay,
Our average last year was probably 20, 22 around there. Round 6 had 18, round 5 had 17, 4, 20, 3, 17, 23, 27. 27 was the highest. Yeah.
I think that's what we had last
Yeah,
round.
last
27.
round,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was the Protect series. Never mind. That was out.
Yeah. Well, still, yeah, 27, 29, I think is the most we've ever had.
So we started I think 22 and then 27, and we're hoping that we can pull some people up from Tucson and some other areas that are close by that used to be in it, but right now I know down there's nothing really going on, so hopefully we can draw some more in. It's really nice to see at least one top 32.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
When you guys say close by, how far are people coming to drive your comps?
I believe that the farthest is probably about an hour, maybe just at an hour, something like that, coming from like West Valley or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish. Jeez.
So yeah, like that's the funny thing about the geography of Arizona is basically everyone lives in Phoenix, or there's like Tucson. Like from you guys is probably what, like an hour 15, hour and a half.
From here, about an hour and a half.
Yeah, and then Flagstaff, which is probably more like 2.5, 2 hours from where they're at. So there's not a lot of like
Flagstaff.
Yeah, that would be cool if that started happening. But yeah, there's not a lot of cities in Arizona. Not like here. And where they're at, you could be technically in the city and drive an hour and 15 minutes. And farther. You can go farther if you want. If you guys were out in Apache Junction or something, you go way farther. But
if you want to be out in the desert somewhere.
So yeah, I kind of would expect more, to be honest, with how big Phoenix is, but
it's it's up and down. It just depends on who's doing what weekend. There's out here. You got to remember too. We're not trapped indoors during the winter. Everybody everybody gets out and does a lot of things during these months. So as it gets hotter,
that's when you'll get more. Yeah, we're the exact opposite, right? Like winter's our prime time. And like RC is a pretty big thing in Phoenix too. Like as far as off-road goes, like it's one of the bigger, areas for that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I believe the off-road track, the Hobby Action Raceway, is probably one of the, I'm guessing the top 5 in the country.
Yeah, they just had Worlds there nice last year.
So yeah, those guys are really good. They got it going on over there.
Yep.
And then the crawling out here is just, it's really phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's just rain.
Bashing, and no matter what you really want to do with RC out here, you can really. The only thing there isn't a lot going on with would be like pan car stuff. Like I don't really have a good on-road track anywhere.
Yeah, I mean it would only be open a few months out of the year, right?
Yeah, it'd be indoors or something.
Mm-hmm.
Miles, I'm not sure which competition you're talking about, but in 2023, January 25th, 2023, we had 40 entries for Northwest Hobbies.
That's crazy.
That's pretty good.
Where'd all those people go?
Well, no. So the thing is that you got to consider where they're coming from, really, because that was the competition where just like all the Seattle guys came down, all of them.
So basically, all the Seattle region comes down.
Yeah, they doubled the attendance that day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds
But
like a
even-
live event.
Even on our like bigger days, we'll have a good handful of guys from Seattle. So we get people from Seattle, from all the way down to Eugene, if not even further. Like Grant's, we'll have people from Roseburg this year. So that's like
Wow.
basically all of Oregon and all of Washington.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what is it? It's a hour and 40 minute drive for me to go down to Roseburg, and it's
Yeah.
an hour and 25-minute drive for me to get up to PDX.
So we'll
Do you
have
find you need to change your setup when you go to those different tracks, or you kind of run as you are?
I find that I aimlessly tune throughout the week, and then I hope that it works on the day that I drive.
That's a process.
That is a process, but I mean, it works. I can drive with most people most days, and then on
Yeah.
competition days, then it's I'm gonna be running the stream and then cameras.
he's the media guy. So
Yeah, so
Mhm.
yeah, traveling, it's fun.
out here you got to. It seems like you have to travel if you want to do SDC, at least for most people.
I mean, or we could just not, and then we'd be qualified anyways.
True.
Take your pick.
Yeah, I think the
That'd
Roseburg
be
guys.
pretty tough just to show up cold turkey like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we just wouldn't have to do SDC series, right? Because as long as is the radius, is the distance rule still in effect?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they turned
150
that off.
miles or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, they
Yeah.
changed that.
Okay. Well, there you go then. There are 5 people from Roseburg that I signed up to show for SDC.
There you go. That's 3 hours from PDX. So
Yeah.
Wow.
It's- yeah.
That's
if you're within 3 hours, you have no excuse. You have to come. Sorry.
We actually have like 3 guys from here that are signed up in California.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I would do that too. I don't know. It'd be
We-
fun.
We had a guy from California show up to one of ours.
Yeah, Poria came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
yeah.
All right. Did you see Adriano's suggestion? What if whoever podiums has to judge the next round?
Well, that's interesting.
What do you say?
What if whoever podiums is the next judge?
No,
Maybe a driver though.
they're all registered already.
Maybe a driver.
Yeah, they're gonna want to keep getting points and everything to try and win the series.
Yeah.
But if
Well, that's-
everyone had to,
One of the things that we talked about was basically after the first round, or this is something that I've talked about. I don't know if anyone's ever heard me say this to them, but like after the first round, I mean, not to be too rude to anybody, but we have a pretty good idea of like a list of people that are going to be competing to win the overall series, right?
yeah,
So you take those people, and basically it would be an agreement amongst these people, right? But we all agree to sit out one round to judge, and then at least you have that extra person every round. You still have to have 2 dedicated judges, but then it's like it kind of evens out because the reality is we don't really have judges. You know what I mean? We have judges. We have people that are willing to judge, but it's I don't know. It's kind of a tricky situation.
So if you have those guys sit out just for a round or two, then you can take and have people judging. You can have kind of a fair shake for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Adam's laughing.
Do you guys? Okay. So who is LeVere?
Yeah, it must be a local.
It must be. Hold on. Okay.
I'll have a chat. I should bring my phone over here to see because they're looking at the chat.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, he retracted. Okay, fine. We'll leave it at that then.
Sus. Deleting comments, dude.
So hey, Jeff Light actually has a question here. Let's hit this because we can only talk about comps so much. I know Logan can talk about it all day long, but Jeff Light, favorite top 3 chassis, no modifying, essentially box stock.
Favorite top 3 chassis.
Box stock.
I'm just gonna throw out.
Box stock.
I'm gonna throw out a fantasy bet right here and bet that Ron picks at least 2 GRK or 2 Shibata chassis.
Box stock.
GRK5,
box stock.
GRK5R, GRK4.
Are you so ask me?
Yeah,
Everybody,
both of you, yeah.
everybody.
So yeah, I mean my first one. Are we going back as far as we want to go?
Sure.
I go with I'm gonna go with an Express Grip Zero. This isn't in order, but I'd go with I'll put them in order at the end. But Express Grip Zero. I'll go with an SX2, Yokomo SX2, and the GRK5.
That's a big gap. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you didn't realize this already,
So if you really-
people in the
if you really
chat.
think about it, like I don't know, I don't own the SD3 yet. I think the SD3 could probably be on that list, no problem. I just
Oh,
don't
wow.
have one, but
Wow.
but I can tell you that the SX2 with that 6-volt laydown trans was probably one of the best platforms. You know, I mean, without hopping it up, you could grind where you needed to grind and get get some room for some more steering and stuff like that, and that car just ripped. And then I feel like that Grip Zero car was just a car that was ahead of its time. It really just never made it anywhere. But you know, when the MD1 came out, it's got the same sort of arm setup as an MD1. It's got, you know, just adjustment out the rear on it. You can adjust everything on that car. It's just, and it's fun to drive. It's just a good car.
Right on. What about you, Chris?
I'm really thinking on this. I'm thinking, what cars have I driven that are actually box stock?
Yeah.
I remember I've driven an RDX box stock, and I enjoyed that. I've driven the Team Associated new chassis box stock. I enjoyed that, but I wanted to tune it, so I think that's going to put that one in second place for me. And I've driven the latest Traxxas drift car box stock, and I couldn't make it around the tracks, unfortunately. And I'm probably the biggest Traxxas guy here because I like their off-road stuff. And I started out with a lot of Traxxas vehicles outdoors. But unfortunately for drifting, that wasn't the one. So RDX would be first, the Associated second, and then the Traxxas after that for box stock.
Gotcha.
I'm the same. I have not really driven much box stock. The only thing I drove box stock probably was my first Z, YD2Z.
Did you?
I built my Whitey. So my first kit was a YD2S. It was I guess you could say it's box stock. And I don't know how many people go this route, but I immediately wanted to slam it and put the wheels out and do all the stuff. I didn't know anything about RC alignment and like that. I knew what it looked like when it was sitting on my desk, and that was the focus. It didn't drive so great.
Yeah, I do remember both with my Z and with my MD2. My MD2 I built to box stock and then immediately changed it.
Mhm.
And then the YD2Z I just built to box stock and then drove it and then changed. I've never left a box setting on a car. It's kind of funny.
Well, but like you've driven it box stock, right? Or you haven't even done that.
The Z I did drive box stock. The MD2 I did not drive box stock.
Okay.
Because it was like, this is not a car show or a stance competition. This is a drift car.
It's a functional thing that goes sideways. Only sideways.
Yeah.
It was like way cambered and way towed out. I was like, no, what are we doing, dude?
Well,
I
okay.
feel like at some point, a lot of guys go through that. You just wanted to look like a big static model on your desk. It doesn't even have to turn and like that. It doesn't need any suspension travel. It just needs to sit properly.
Yeah.
Just aired out.
So I guess that actually brings about another question, because like sure there's box stock settings, but what car actually had the best box stock setup, right? Because if we think back to like the SX, well, my SX3 had way crapped out, like right from the box, and it didn't look right. So that had to do some. So that's the idea, right? Which car had the best setup out of box that you didn't have to do anything with?
I would have to say the SD2. I've built
Still,
a
okay.
lot of cars lately, and as far as going straight from the box to the track, the SD2 was that was actually the best one that I've played with.
Okay. I've driven the SD3 box stock setups, and that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It's pretty solid. I don't know where the other guys went. DJ is kind of chilling.
Oh, my mic was on. I thought it was off. No, I mean, I'm in the same boat as a few of the other guys. Like, I haven't driven many chassis, but if I had to put a couple on a list, obviously I'd have to say an RDX. Like, that's got to be on the number one. You literally build it and it drives itself.
Mm-hmm.
DJ, are you building an RDX?
No, not right now.
You know what he is building?
This is a little bit better than that, Hector.
Yeah, what is that?
Wait, no, don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I know, I'm trying to find something that I could...
Just guess, Chris. He's building something.
You need something.
No,
I can give Chris a hint. Are we trying to get Chris to guess what
DJ's
kind of
building?
chassis DJ
Yeah.
likes? I'll give you a hint.
What
I saw a
chassis
little
I'm
bit of
building.
red on the box.
No, it has nothing to do with that box, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking for screws.
I'll give you a hint. DJ is probably the best driver that you know of that drives this company.
The MST.
It's not that
No,
either.
it's not. No, Logan walked in at a bad time.
Oh, I misunderstood the mission.
Yeah, it's what's on my desk that I'm building.
Oh, I
Trying to be
see.
test.
No, yeah, that's a good one. I know what it is though.
Yeah, I have no idea. It could be anything. I'm assuming it's going to be some kind of a Frankenstein if you're looking for screws.
It's not Frankenstein. I wouldn't. It's
Not
a little
really.
weird. It's unusual.
How is it weird?
It's unusual.
It's not unusual. Hype train.
If it's what I think it is, it's unusual.
Did he switch chassis?
Everyone's lost.
Yeah.
Is it newer or is it older?
I guess it's old with new accommodations.
Old and new. Yeah, no, it's too vague for me.
Just show him. Okay.
Okay, whatever.
Since we're all confused.
I'm starting my
Is that a
golf
golf?
build.
Oh, I didn't even know what that was.
What is it?
Golf.
Oh, is it a golf?
Yeah,
I was way off.
and Team Red
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
Yeah. Team Red.
I guess I could do this. My camera's not technically mounted.
DJ, I don't know how many people you just upset by
I know.
showing him a Golem.
I got all my parts right here.
Oh, you have all the parts
I
too.
was gonna say,
Yeah, so
this
this
is
one,
box stock.
this is definitely not box stock.
He's been working on that part stack since Worlds, really.
I'm under the impression
it
that's
alone?
half the fun of getting a GOM is getting all those extra parts and all that stuff.
I don't know if he
Trying
would
to find the
describe it as
numbered
fun.
bits.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's fun.
Right?
So, DJ, do you want to guess or round your overall total in for how much you've spent on a Golem?
$1 million.
I actually have it totaled up.
Oh, no.
Oh wow,
Why did you do that? Don't do that.
he's saying it with a
Yeah.
big smile.
He's
Yeah,
proud.
it's pretty bad. No, it's bad.
Can
Wait. Let's do guesses.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Let's
guess.
get some bids.
So-
let's do prices right rules.
What?
On
Wait,
Are we
how much?
including electronics in this, or are we just going with the chassis, no wheels, all that?
Just a roller.
let's.
Just a
Okay.
roller.
Yeah, no wheels.
So tell us a bit about what you have then. Like, what are your
So-
parts?
You got everything.
I guess the only parts that I'm missing is which are like these stupid pieces. There's like a piece that connects your rear upper arms, obviously the link to the rear bulkhead for the transmission. So that's like one piece that I'm missing. Trying to think of some. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
random small like small pieces
He's
like
basically
spur gear
got
holder. Yeah, I've pretty much got everything to like get it going though.
All right.
Are you low motor or high motor?
I'm actually the opposite right now. I went with some guy on Facebook Marketplace because he decided to part out his golem rather than sell the whole thing, and I am rear motor right now.
Okay. So there's
So I have a rear motor.
Rear motor gone.
Let's get some bids. Price is Right style. Adam, you
Yeah.
go first.
Top deck. I've got a lot of aluminum parts. Upgraded deck.
What dampers? Shocks.
They haven't arrived yet.
So-
I'll just say that.
HG4s.
No suspension yet. Okay.
But you know that they're HG4s.
Yeah.
1 second. Did I actually put that on here? The HG4s. I don't know if I actually put them on my build list.
So plus $180.
That's another $200.
Yeah. I'm gonna lowball. I'm gonna
Put a bid
lowball
in,
and
Adam.
say 1,800.
Oh, interesting.
What that I said lowball?
I think yeah, that's very low. I feel like I'm going for roller. I don't know much about these, but I get that's so many little parts.
So wait. Are we including the?
You already put your bid in.
No.
brother.
I'm just saying. Are we including just the box stock? Like you have to buy the GOM, and then you have to buy all the
of
parts.
it, all
Yeah,
of-
everything that you've
he
spent.
has on his table plus whatever's coming in to complete
Yeah.
the roller.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
that you've spent.
Yeah.
Is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Oh wait, the shocks are on this list.
Okay. So literally every dime that you've spent on overdose parts is on that list.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go 2,700.
Oh geez.
I'm gonna go 25 on that one. 2005.
What are you
Okay.
thinking, Ron?
You got nerds on it?
No, it's HD4s, the overdose
Oh,
shocks.
do they make nerds for those? I don't.
They do actually.
Oh,
because
he doesn't have
TRF.
that.
No. No.
No. Okay.
Hey,
mean,
hey,
you know, that's
Jake,
another
Jake,
five
stop
right there.
ruining the
Yeah.
game, Jake.
I'm
Shut
gonna
up, Jake.
say I'm actually gonna go like 23. 2,300.
Okay.
What
Hey,
do
Give
we
us the
got?
damage.
Closest person, we got Chris. I'm at 20, 24. I'll call it 25.
Hey,
Damn, bro.
I have one overdose part. It's the little spur gear cover that everybody gets.
The $60 to $80
My
spur.
buddy went to Japan. Shout out to Cooper on that, and was able to bring it back for me. It's still in the package. I haven't put it on the car yet, but
How much you want for it?
I have it.
How much you want for it?
Dude, that is
it's not for sale.
that is how overdose works. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the
On my
moment.
car, I have a Onasenki one, and I actually kind of like it better. It's got all the little cool designs on it. I think it's nice.
Yeah,
Well, congrats, you nailed it. I think
$2,400.
So,
Adam, your guess is
so I'm
crazy.
winning
What are you
that. That
thinking?
means I get to get an overdose GOM as well, right?
Yeah, you have to send him your
Can I have
slides
them
now,
in the mail?
BJ. Wait, did
Aw,
you put
dude,
the
not
slides
my
on there?
slides, bro.
DJ, you're
Actually-
you're a champ. Thanks for building it for me.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Built and
Did you put
tuned.
the slides on there? Did you put the car stand and the pit board on there? Because
The slides were free, so I can't do that. And the stand is 1 second.
Let's just say I guessed RC Mart prices before all the tariffs and all that other crap.
Yeah, for real.
But my guess is that DJ had to go like everywhere. So like drifted.nl,
he's always posting in our
Yeta.
chat because there's a couple guys building golems right now in our chat. So anytime DJ's about to place an order, he's like, "Yo, they got this, and this in stock. What do you guys want?"
Well,
Basically, if-
Logan, it's just you and Kenny that don't have golems, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
basically, if there was like a passport for ordering parts overseas, like my passport like book would probably be filled up.
He's ordered from every country.
Jeez.
That's dedication.
And
Hector,
Austin.
you guessed less than Adam,
He guessed
but
like
you
six-
have all this stuff. How did you get your stuff? That's confusing.
Yeah, hold up, Hector. Who are your sources?
Did you have the pit
Brother,
board and the stand on there?
I added one of my. It's not the pit board. I got a pit mat
Okay.
in my.
Okay, so that's still
stand.
fair.
I don't.
Because
think
that, I
it's on
mean,
there.
you're probably you could be over 3,000 then if you include the pit board and the stand.
that.
Yeah, I
The
don't.
aluminum one? Are you talking about the one that's actually milled out?
Yeah.
I don't have that. No, I am
You
not
don't?
that guy. I'm
Liar.
not that. I am not him.
Yet. Yeah.
Yes,
Yet.
yeah, keyword.
I haven't got it yet. It's still in transit.
Yeah, it's not in my hands, bro. I don't know what you mean.
Jeez.
Then you got to get into collecting all the colors too.
All of the. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's what we're kind of doing. Everyone at our track has a different color.
Yeah, we have
so
all the colors for sure.
We'll have a little bit of the rainbow at our track.
Have you guys seen any amount of like Golem takeover or GRK5 takeover since like Worlds and RCDC?
Galm, no. Seems like the guys locally that have Galms that just maintain having Galms or they're
Mhm.
modifying it. But I have noticed a lot more GRKs around.
Yeah.
Oh,
GRK
100.
it seems to be getting very popular. I actually really like the GRK. I think it's something that interests me
Yeah.
primarily because on that platform there's so many adjustments, especially coming from my ZX. There's just a lot of extra adjustments to play with. I think you can get whatever feel you'd want.
We know Ron's a big GRK guy.
He's let me drive 2 of his GRKs. Both of them are tuned a little bit differently, and I really like them both. They both have their own flavor. One of his cars is really, really strong at the transitions. So he'll take in, whenever he lets me drive it, he put the cheater body that has one of those bumpers that's kind of cut a little
Yeah.
high on the rear, and it is a ball on the track.
Yeah.
Just to send it over the wall here and there,
Oh yeah.
especially in all the little tight turns.
Mhm.
That track is one of the first places where I was kind of doing this at our track the other day, but he would have like little sets of tires like zip tied together like on certain turns, and it's kind of fun to like just slam into all the tires and have tires go flying everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's actually interesting. I was talking to DJ or trying to talk to DJ about this at the beginning. So the GRK5,
Yeah.
like just alone was like 900 to like around $900 to $1,000, like depending on where you bought it, right?
Yep.
And then the GRK5R conversion was like a $450, $500 conversion just by itself. So you're paying $1,500, $1,600 for a GRK5R. But now with GRK5R actually launching, it's only $1,100.
Yeah.
Do you feel like everyone that bought one before feels like they got shafted? Or like, how would you feel? Because it kind of did an MC1 thing. Like,
That it's just kind of the nature of how that works. Like, yeah, the conversion, if you buy things piece by piece, the way any business operates, it's going to be more expensive than if you just buy it all in one shot.
right. Like first to move.
Yeah, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't the best way to. Wasn't the best way to treat the customers for sure. You know, the way they did that, and then they didn't really state when they launched the competition deck that you had to have that deck in order to do the 5R conversion. So when the 5R conversion came out, it was kind of a surprise to some people that were holding out on getting that competition deck, and then all of a sudden you couldn't get them. But they did actually release the deck without the top, because it had it was a bottom and a top deck. They released just the bottom deck at a reduced price for those people, which was, that was cool of them to do that. But yeah, it was definitely. It definitely could have been done a little differently.
Yeah, I think, these Shibata's not exactly the smallest company that I know of. I mean, they're running a huge like full scale program too, but yeah, I don't know, like it's working I personally work in the side of like manufacturing this stuff, and it's like I kind of understand what happened. It's not ideal, but it's mostly like it seems like to me the issue is just like not realizing how interested people are in your products, like underestimating the demand that you have. Basically, you're trying to make something. You're making you're making the first GRK5 kit, and you're not sure how many to make, and then you want to make it better, but you don't know if there's demand to make the full kit. So you try the conversion out, and the pricing just kind of works out, and then that becomes pretty popular, more popular than you thought, and so now you're just like thinking about what the next thing is. But yeah, I can understand the perspective too of a customer being like, "Well, that's cool. I paid way more for that, than some of these other people are." But
Yeah.
I think that's just the barrier to entry. I know if you pre-order things and stuff like that, sometimes
yeah,
it's just a little more the first time around.
Yeah.
And then they get all the efficiencies and everything, and then it comes on down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you probably experienced that yourself with your cases, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure your costs now are a little lower than they were when you first started because you're like figuring it all out, right?
Right. Now I can order things in quantities and things like that. Where in the beginning it was just, if somebody asked me, I would just go and just do it.
Yeah. And you're not really sure how many people actually are interested in what you're selling, right? Like,
right. Or getting supplies from, necessarily the most smart suppliers and stuff. I'm just getting it where I can find it.
Yep.
Yeah.
John still has his tearing around.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
He loves that case, man.
I like all the different modifications that people are doing to them. I mean, every time I see one, people do stuff with the lights or with their stickers or adding screens or extra storage or whatever.
The way that you've designed it is like it's basically modular. Like you can expand on it and print your own stuff to add to it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
Plan to release some more files and things like that on Pulse so people can get some more accessories as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
That's a good call.
So, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to, at some point, we have a bunch of pictures and stuff from Ron, but one thing I wanted to talk to Ron about is his kind of track layout stuff. Obviously, I remember when I was there last, we talked about the big bridge thing, and you finally were able to do that. So I want to talk to you about that, see how you think that went.
I remember your post. The crazy son of a bitch did it.
Yeah, because we were talking about that the last time I was there, and I was like, that sounds really cool. So how did that, you put that together, made it happen? How did that go over?
Yeah, no, it was fun. I mean, it was a really good time.
There was some really cool clips off of that bridge too.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it. It wasn't like a 5-month track. It was more like I should have dropped it at like maybe 3 months. Just because, it was very, when you come down the backside of that bridge, we don't have enough. We just don't have enough space for as much of a run out as you really need.
Yeah,
so
you need. You come off that thing hot.
Yeah, a lot of guys came off that bridge hot and into that wall on the other side, and they, just people didn't really care for that part of it. But
I noticed that at Rolling Garage before they expanded, they had the scale track in the second room, and that was the same deal. Like you were coming down off the ramp and into a bunch of obstacles, and it was hard to like go slow enough, basically.
Right.
Yeah, you build a lot of momentum going down a hill like that.
You had to full send it like right after you got on top of the bridge, pretty much in the center of the top of the bridge. You had to full send it from there and almost backy down that thing and kind of start gripping up and then take it around.
That's some advanced maneuvers.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
But we had a blast with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, I don't know if you guys saw where we jumped the Charger over it.
I didn't see that. That sounds awesome.
That was insane.
There's a post out there. I took my Red Cat, my RDS, and I put a Charger body on it, and we went ahead and had the police car chasing it, and we jumped through. We took the center section of the bridge out, and then
Oh.
jumped it and ramped around.
It looked full Dukes of Hazzard.
It
Yo,
was pretty
what
cool.
the fuck? That's crazy.
It was nuts.
I told everybody the day we were ripping it down, and I'm like, before this thing goes away, I have to jump it. We'll start
Nice.
Was it a bit to get used to? Because obviously the one obvious like kind of downside to that being on the track is obviously going under it. You're losing sight a little bit. Did it take you guys a while to get used to that?
At first, it was just a little bit off, but we built it in a way where, we made it as low as we could, and then we kept all of the sides open. So
Yeah.
in other words, it wasn't just a tunnel.
Yeah,
The edges of the bridge, you could kind of see
you
on
can
an
still
angle.
see a little
through it.
bit. Yeah, so you're not
you really
fully
only
losing
lost
sight.
it for like a second.
Yeah.
It was a really brief second.
It become muscle memory as you're going
Yeah.
under. You kind of muscle memory through it,
Yeah,
and then like where I would stand on the track, I was not able to see under it, so I would rely on some other people. Just like if a car stalled under there, people would usually yell it out pretty urgently.
yeah. You do kind of have it's a little bit more. The rules of like calling your yellows and stuff come a little more intense when it's a tunnel or like a bridge section.
Yeah. And some people like sitting little trinkets under the bridge.
Oh,
You remember that, like little robots and stuff like that, like just little trinkets under there every once in a while, which is funny.
I don't know. I do remember there was one screw that worked its way out a little bit just from people beating against one of the sideboards under there, and then I came under that bridge and kind of full sent it, and that screw grabbed hold of the rear wheel well and ripped the body off my car, and the chassis came out the other end sideways.
I'm like, dude.
What just happened?
Like a magic trick.
It was pretty aggressive.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, I've always said about stuff like that, like it's annoying or whatever. You maybe don't like it the first time you do it, but then you just keep driving it, and eventually you don't even think about it anymore. It just kind of you get good at it. That was really fun to watch. Some of the clips you guys have of the train coming up and over the bridge with all the switchbacks.
That
So
was
cool.
Austin Lewis one day just went out there and he saw everybody driving and he saw a pretty good train, so he went on that other side of the bridge and he just caught the perfect clip of everybody flipping right in the same spot on the same way. It was great.
I love that so much. Seeing everybody just perfectly synced up like that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. There's probably a ton of clips out there of that, that none of us have even seen that people took just because so many people would set up cameras on the back.
Very photogenic spot for sure.
Yeah.
So do you think about doing something like that again, or maybe like short term?
It probably won't be until after SDC's over. I don't feel like putting a bridge into that competition is quite
fair,
right? But I do have some other little ideas that I want to play with. Not so aggressive, but still different.
Yeah.
So you guys are actually going to hit a new track when we come out. So
oh, sick!
We're changing it this weekend.
Oh, cool.
I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It's being built, right?
Yeah, I'll be here.
That'll be good for me and DJ, because that way all the Phoenix guys aren't like extremely dialed on the layout yet. Like normally when you travel.
Because you guys say you're coming Wednesday, right?
Yeah, yes sir.
Yeah, so you'll be just as fresh as everybody else.
Hell yeah, perfect. We need all the help we can get out here.
Well, yeah, no pressure now.
All right. Should we switch to chassis?
Well, I
do you
wanted to
wanna
look
go?
at the track he has in now. There's some pictures of that.
Oh,
they got pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got pictures. Because
here we go. Okay, I got it.
this is the layout you guys have ran for your 2 rounds so far, right?
Say that again.
You guys, this is the track that you've had for your 2 SDC rounds?
Yes.
Yeah. So where are you guys starting at, or is this
So we started in 2 different spots. You can see, oh no, that's right. We took the start line out, but the start line would be right in that corner closest.
I got you. Yeah, I can see that.
And it would be going towards that back wall.
The huge sweeper, yeah.
And we go into that big sweeper. Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the way that first comp, the second comp ran. The first
I was looking at this layout, earlier, or when it's like I kind of right when you did it, I was looking at it and I was like, at first glance, it looks kind of basic or simple, or it's not super complicated. But then you kind of look at it and it's like, oh no, that has a lot. That has everything you kind of would want to see in a competition run. Like you have
There's
like
some challenge there.
yeah, you have the big sweeper into that tighter hairpin that's going to catch a lot of people out, and then quick.
And that's on the second one. That was an inside clip too.
Oh, cool, nice.
And it's way in the back. So
Yeah.
most drivers, we're kind of standing along where the camera view is here. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's way in the back, and you're coming through with so much speed, and you have to kind of cut it and hook into that nose clip. It's
That
a
was-
challenge.
But it forces you to leave the door wide open too for that follow car. So-
Exactly. That's really good. Like what I noticed when I was driving there was, you tend to stand like sort of in the middle near the pole in the middle, and then that back corner is the farthest thing away from you, and it's a little more challenging, right, to hit the perfect line. So I like where that is at. I was like, that's great, perfect. And then you have the sweeper the little turn coming around, Manji, and then you have a great like entry straight onto a straight wall, which everybody loves.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
And you see the X right after it too. So you do that wall ride, and then you have to hit that little X right
So
after.
that was like a
stay
style
out
point
there.
there for that little X.
yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, and then you come back around. What Tandem, because of the space that you have, you guys always have done well is that your layout's always, it's never a constant radius. It's always like the radius of the turn is going to change either at the very end or somewhere in the middle, and you have your little flip back. So
Yeah, I always try to make sure that I like tie actual radiuses, so I don't just kind of freehand them. Usually it'll be a decreasing radius to where but it's still, it's
Straight
it's still
and-
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
fair.
It's not like there's a flat spot in it or
Yeah.
an angle point in it.
yes,
That's
I like
kind
that.
of a challenge to do it,
Yeah.
and I'm not a real big fan of the square track, but it is what it is.
obviously, I think everyone, if they could change their footprint, they would probably, but.
Yeah,
I think-
maybe so.
Even here, like this is, like I said, is that like face value, first look, first glance, it doesn't look like a super crazy track. It just is a loop, it loops around, but it's got all the little techie bits to it that make it fun. And then
That's a tough
scaled
one.
out like
Yeah.
crazy. You got the Circle K and all the haulers and dirt and other RC cars. The thing about Ron that I want our chat to understand is that this guy's like, he owns a drift track, but you're not just about drift. You're into everything.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, drift
Especially
is-
like scale vehicles that actually do stuff and work.
yeah, drift was the RC thing that really grabbed me, but I've been doing RC everything, so I just enjoy building stuff and playing with stuff. I actually been getting a kick out of the that Pro Moto, that motorcycle. That thing's a riot. So I've got
those look fun.
we're working on a video. Chris and I are gonna do some video of that thing. I've got a rider on the back of it, and he's gonna get pretty beat up.
Need some gear.
Welcome to the show, Dow. Thanks for tuning in. For a second there, I couldn't tell if DJ was frozen or not, but he was. He's still alive. Yeah, Dow, check out Tandem RC. It's pretty good. Yeah, let's check out some chassis.
Okay.
Ron has a lot. He has many.
DC-10. Speaking of, did you see the parts drop that is for the DC-10?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
It's the whole front end. I like that aluminum.
So yeah, I believe Austin Lewis has got his all outfitted already.
I did not see that. That's sick.
so I knew this was gonna happen. Kashima body shock bodies, like they have to do that.
Yep.
And then the front brace, steering wipers, which that in itself is huge, except they need to fix the steering plate so it's like pointed forward. just like every other car.
Tilted down a little bit. Yeah.
Well, no,
The biggest thing on mine there that I just put it on last night is that motor and speed controller. That's the new Macklin stuff.
yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with it. It's good stuff. I like it. It was fun to tune on it, and motor's really smooth. The speed controller, I was reading in there, and it said that Alfredo and Tech One, kind of helped out with sort of the programming features and kind of helping out with that thing, and they did a great job. I mean, it actually rocks. I'm excited to put it in one of my other cars too, just to see. So just to see what it'll do compared to like a Hobby Wing or an AccuVance. But definitely I like it.
I got a shout out to my boy Cody. Thanks for tuning in, Cody Welker. Is he over there?
He's here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
What up,
invited
dog?
him over here, but he wouldn't. He didn't want anybody to see him. He was scared.
Go drag him.
I got a lot of good laps in with Cody when I was down
He
there.
gave me his chassis. That's why he's not driving right now.
Oh,
Come here, Cody. They're asking.
That's
for
why I don't hear it.
I got a lot of good laps in with Cody when I was down there. So
Cody's a riot.
yeah, I'm excited to come back.
so I think this is the second time that I've seen this, but RDS battery mount on not the RDS chassis.
It's simple. It's light.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. The one that comes stock on that car for me was just, I don't know, it was like 12 parts. I don't know.
It's
It's
my
overly
opinion
complicated.
lately is all these battery holders, they're just too much.
Yeah, dude.
They're way too much.
It's
You just
crazy.
need the battery just to slip in there, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that thing's flexible enough to where you can just slam the battery in it and go. It's not
Yeah,
going anywhere.
I like that. Like it flexes down. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
what are we doing?
it's simple. Yeah,
The
keep it simple,
MD2
man.
battery tray, the stock one, is like insane. It's like 20 parts. It's like what?
Well, the
What?
MD1 battery thing was terrible. Like it had these little itty bitty screws, and then they'd fall out. It didn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't know. It was like you could put Loctite on it. You do whatever you want. It was still going to fall off, and then it was a pain to put back together. You almost had to disassemble the whole car. It was no fun.
I remember seeing what's the like in the SX days. There was like a Yokomo like Teams battery mount.
I think I
You're
remember.
talking about the one that's layered. It's
Is
like
it the $70 graphite one?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
carbon
yeah.
fiber one?
That thing is ridiculous.
with the custom hardware.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I think like this one here, the MC1 is also, they could have done that a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
have
tell
one
us
of
about
those.
this one.
What's the
This one's your polished.
Oh yeah, it's the GRK5 with the R conversion. That one's all been stripped and polished. It's also got the lowering, the shock tower, the adjustable shock tower on it, front braces, pretty much everything that's out. It's running like I'm running, like a 30-tooth pinion on it with the 70. I believe I'm running the 76 on the spur and a 14 in the box. So it's it definitely, it's a lot of fun to drive. It gets up and scoots pretty good.
This is the one I was talking about. That when it gets the cheater body on it.
So
What's your out of all these cars? What's your favorite one? Like, what's your one? What's your main?
So I mean, if I'm still gonna, if I got to go compete tomorrow, I'm probably gonna pull my Shark out.
Fair.
And mine's the basic Shark. It doesn't have the full form.
Yeah.
It's running a Rev D front end with the basic Shark package, where
Yeah.
it came with the rear trans and the
Yeah.
DDSS.
Yeah.
That's probably my go-to as far as if I want to go, if I want to go fast with everybody that's like competing and stuff like that, then that's probably what I'm going to grab.
So-
What's your preferred? Sorry, Adam. What's your preferred gyro in servo?
I really like the Revox gyro, mainly just because I just don't really want to mess around all the time with my
Fair.
gyro settings.
Totally
It's just
fair.
simple, and
Yeah.
I can transfer it from one car to another really fast and not have to worry about doing anything to it. And then for servo, I run them all, but lately I really like the Reefs LP 299, and I like the new RSST Pro.
Cool.
But I cannot thumb at all against like the O2D. I tell you what, the O2D is still in my chart, and it's never let me down. So,
So I have questions.
absolutely.
Okay, so on GRK5, are there 2 idler gears or are there 3?
There is technically 3.
Okay.
So yes, but the top 2 are basically at the same
Level.
They're
Yeah.
they're at the same level, so they're really, you could really count them. I think when you do your like your FDR, you're really only counting them as one. But basically,
Right.
what they're doing there is they're just trying to take up some of that snap from the motor to go ahead and put the power to the ground a little easier.
So it's like intentional slop, kind of?
Not slop.
Well, like...
I wouldn't call. They're adding. I believe they're adding friction basically to it to help transfer the power a little bit, smoother. That'd be my guess. I'm not, I've never talked to the guys from Shibata or anything about it, but that would be my guess and what they were doing there. And it actually did work. I mean, you can really feel it when you go from the old system to this system. You can really feel how much more the car wants to really, grip up.
Mhm.
So
Looks like there's some extra leverage there with those gears somehow.
Yeah, okay, slop was the wrong word. I meant probably lash. Lash is a little bit better, I think. But
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I guess you could call it that. Yeah, there's a little bit of just a little bit more of
Okay.
yeah, just like almost like a turbo lag.
Gotcha. And then we were talking about thumbs earlier, but you're using some sort of thumb screws to set in your front body magnets or body posts.
Oh yeah, I just do that. So like if I want to, so I run my own little style of it's like a combination between I like to use concave magnets all the way around instead of flat ones in the back because
Sure.
I find that they hold a little stronger. But I like to be able to put different bodies on. So for me, it works a lot easier to just grab hold of one of them little thumb screws and raise my body post back up or whatever, rather than having to get a wrench.
If I show them that.
Is there any
Yeah.
like specific, like the name of the screw, or is it just
It's just an
A thumb
M3 knurled thumb screw.
okay? And that's the
Yeah,
other
so-
GRK, I'm assuming. Oh,
Yeah,
I don't-
this is like the newest one that I have. So that other GRK, the chrome one there is that one's like a year and a half old. I've had that quite a while. It's like when the 5 first came out, so it's kind of gone through all of its changes, and it's pretty loose. It's been beat on a lot, and that thing saw every day on the bridge.
Yeah.
It's been at the front of a lot of trains and into a lot of walls. So
Here we go.
this one here is kind of a freshie for me. I had somebody had wanted to get rid of one, so I come bought it from them, and then I just wanted to do all of the changes on one car rather than having to like keep pulling stuff off and put stuff back on. So this is my latest.
What was your methodology behind the green accents?
You know what?
Green
I
Sharpie.
love green. Yeah, it's green Sharpie.
Okay.
And you just take all of the chrome areas and you just run a Sharpie over it, and I want a green. I want a green aluminum, and nobody really makes it yet. I've heard that it's possible that somebody's going to be coming out with one, but that was kind of that. And my colors here are kind of green and black and white, so I just wanted to see the green on the car.
Right on.
Shout out to welcome to the show, Vito and RJ. Thanks for tuning in. Dow, we already got you. He said it's the daylight saving.
That was last week.
That was last weekend, and we're on the same time as AZ now, so
Yeah.
Mhm. No excuses. No.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I remember I was last year. I think I was off. I missed it or something. The first one.
No, we're good. We don't have any sort of time frame here. It just happens. Okay. And GRK. And here's the shark with the SPO2.
Yep, that's my chart.
Yeah. This thing gets down.
Yeah, that thing's a beast, man. I love that car. It's it really likes the F22 body. I put an F22 body on it. If I take that off and put a different body on it, it is a totally different car.
Yeah.
And I put that one on, and then it just gets down.
Whenever he puts that car on the track, we all know Ron is meaning business.
It's fun, yeah.
Somebody pissed him off.
I usually do it because I can't keep up with anything else.
It's my fast car.
Hey, it's not just fast though; it holds all the angles.
Yeah, it holds all the angle you want to put to it, and it'll like it accelerates while it's in drift. So we have like we have a lot of really really good drivers out here. We got we've got a very we've got a good chunk of the Tech One guys out here. So we when we get down, if you don't bring your A game, you're not going to be in that train. So it's
even like, not to bring up Cody again, but Cody doesn't really travel or get around. I don't see him. I don't see his name anywhere else. Right? That guy can drive really freaking good too.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not just the Tech One guys. It's just so Cody's just he's like me. He's an RC guy. Like he does, he'll do it all. But driving with Cody, like you guys were talking about, getting aggressive and getting crazy. That's one of my favorite people to drive with. This guy right here, and then Cody. We can go out there and just be laughing and taking each other out.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
You won't hear anything when Cody's on the track though, because his motor is so loud. But he's getting down with this.
Cody, he says he just plays with the trigger and wiggles the wheels sometimes.
I wanted to see that car.
I can't wait. I'm so excited to come down there, man.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then we'll get Alec down here too. He'll come out and bang some doors with us. That'll be fun too. And I'm sure obviously all the Tech One guys will be here. So
absolutely.
So I think this is a question more aimed at you guys, Ron. Performance wise, Galm versus GRK5.
I mean, I gotta say so Galm was one of my first cars, and I really didn't know much about tuning back then when I got that thing. And I would say the Galm's probably been around longer. So it's probably, worked out all of its bugs. I think the GRK5, with everything that's just happened to it, is, I think it's going to be a beast. It's already a beast. But I don't have a Galm anymore, and I haven't really put it up against one. The only guy out here, I believe, that's running one is Kalai, and his is really nice. And, I haven't really been put up against him in a competition situation, but we can run laps together, and the cars seem to perform well. He's actually given me a compliment on the GRK one day about, hey, that thing's doing really good. And so we joke around, of course, well, if you had a Galm, you might be able to do this. And I'd say if you had a GRK, you might be able to do this. But if
you had a GRK, you might have been able to win RCDC. I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, all these guys out here have their own way of tuning and like what they like to see in a car. There's always just been something about the GRK that I don't know, I just liked it.
Yeah.
First time I saw it, and I think my frustration with my Galm was kind of that frustration, and we're talking back in like 2019 or 2018. Getting parts for it then was even harder. What I mean? There just was nothing out there. So my car had like 3 different colors on it because you could only get it in one color, or this color or that color. That's what put me towards, polishing cars. because then I can buy any color I want. I can strip it and polish it, and boom, it works.
That's
So-
kind of genius, actually.
Yeah, that was the only reason I did that, was because when I had my I think my Pigeon. Well, so it was an SX3, and then it got like the slide tie deck on it, and that was like purple or something like that. And then I had a bunch of parts that I was trying to get for it to build it, and some of it was black, some of it was purple, some of it was red, and I just got tired of trying to wait for something, so I just stripped it all down and polished it and said screw it.
So how long does it take you to go from something that's completely stock on color, strip it down, and then into polish? How many
what's
man
your method?
hours?
So you got about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours worth of stripping it down to silver.
Mhm.
Just getting it to bare aluminum. And then depending on how good the manufacturing is on it, depends on how long it's going to take you to polish it. So I can usually get it done in about 6 hours, I guess. Start to finish. I mean, that's like, that's ready to build. And that's basically going through each piece like 2, maybe 3 times if necessary.
Mhm.
And basically I'll go from like a kind of like a 6-inch buffing wheel, just running high RPM, and I just put gloves on and I take it and just slather it in mothers and just go to town on it, get everything on it that I can polished, and then move to like a Dremel with like those little smaller cotton deals, and then you just run those over it in the spots where it's still dull,
Mhm.
wipe it down, and you're good to go.
So you just go till it's shiny, basically
Yep.
everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, I just kind of like I kind of pick a shininess in my head. I'm like, yeah, that's to be good enough.
That's good enough.
Like
Is there any maintenance with that?
So no, I haven't really ran into much maintenance with it. Like every once in a while, I'll just take a clean microfiber towel and wipe it down. I don't really even put anything on it. If I did, it would really shine. If I were to hit it with some more mothers right now or something like that, it would polish up really nice.
Do you have any issues with like fitment and tolerances once you put something like that back together?
Every once in a while, I'll run into a spot where it's just a hair looser than it probably could have been. But nothing, it's more it's more like with arms and stuff where I can shim it out.
Yeah.
But like the bearings all actually fit better. I don't have to cram them in as hard,
Interesting.
They slide in a little easier. Just everything, I can't really say. The only thing I did do one time is I took a set of big bores and I took all of the coating off of the bodies on the inside because I swore that somebody was going to come up and go, oh yeah, you polished the shocks, huh? Did you polish the inside? And I wanted to be able to take that shock off and say, yeah, I did.
Jesus Christ.
But I freaking paid for it, man.
That is
Those
crazy.
shocks
Yeah.
sucked so
They're-
bad after I
They're
did that.
toast after that, right?
they were shit. I still have them.
That's
have 'em.
crazy,
I think
dude.
I actually have them on one of my cars. So
I'm actually
But
curious.
Yeah, no, they don't work as good as they could have.
So, like, if you polished them, you probably took a little bit of, clearly material out. I'm curious if you could fit a bigger piston, like if you could fit an Axon piston in it.
I don't know. I never tried, but I mean, I don't remember what the actual, what is it, like 13 millimeters or something like that?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know that they're bigger than Yokomo big bores. So
Yeah,
that'd be
I
worth
mean, surely
trying.
you could modify a piston to fit, right? But at that point,
But I think he's kind of going the other way, modifying the body to fit the piston would be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it fit one of the cotton mandrels or whatever you want to call them that I was using to polish.
yeah.
It fit perfect inside of that shock. Like, so it was great,
said-
man.
That's like base male human being shit. Like you're like,
I had my way with it.
oh,
It
oh,
fits.
oh, you can't not stick that thing in there. You're just like,
it was.
oh, it fits
yeah.
perfectly.
It was like the first time. I tell you, it got hot though. Man, holding on to that, I had to kind of switch gloves because I had wear leather gloves when I did that because the shock body got hot.
I bet.
So what companies finish works the best for polishing? Because if I'm thinking of like Yokomo, I feel like they like bead blast all their parts, so those are probably harder to polish, I would guess.
You would be surprised at what you find when you take that stuff off, man. I found like pitting and stuff like underneath. It was terrible. There was one where I actually had to sand it to get it smooth.
Oh, geez.
So after I stripped it, and it was on a Yokomo shock tower. It was terrible. But I would say probably the best stuff, the easiest stuff to polish has probably been the Yokomo's, or I'm sorry, the Rev D stuff.
Huh.
It's
'Cause
usually pretty
I would
nice.
imagine if you had a company that just kind of like machined the part, took it off the machine, and anodized it, that would be a lot easier than I think Yokomo does like a bead blasting where
So
they're like,
the stuff I saw looked like some of it was even, like it was poured. Like it was,
oh,
geez.
cast, like,
Like a
oh,
cast.
weird.
yeah, it was like a cast. It was terrible. It was just, it had there was like a chunk missing out of it and stuff. It was just weird. So
Cool story.
like it had corroded or something.
Yeah.
It was weird looking.
Weird. I was just messing with my MD2 quite a bit, and I had to file away at one of the bulkhead parts to
And I tell
actually
you
get
what,
their steering
There's a-
rack.
there's a lot
interfered
of
with
aluminum
itself.
on the front of that.
Yeah. My car right now is under 1,300 grams, so I'm starting to work out the strategies to pump it up a lot more. But I was just like in the process of
That'd be 13 with like no battery, no body.
no,
That's all
fully
in?
dressed.
Wow,
It's like 1,295 or something.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's like-
that was
for that
like
car.
what I've been doing in the off season was like I want to make the chassis as light as possible and then go back and put it back to the weight that I want. Exactly how.
It was
So
hilarious because he
that's
had
the
just
neck.
he had random weight plates like just on his chassis at one point.
Yeah, I have shit like taped all over whatever.
My very first trip to Super G, I had my Galm, and I had the one of those rear diffusers, those plastic rear diffusers on the back of it,
Mhm.
and I had 190 grams of wheel weights on the back of that car because I had no idea what I was doing, so that was the only way I could get it to get traction.
Yeah.
And when I went to their 5-year anniversary, and when they weighed my car, it was at like 1097. And they took the car off, they put it back on, they took the car off, they put it
The
back
scales
on.
are
They're
broken,
like, is
dude.
that real? Why is there so much weight on this car? And I was like, it was the only way I could get it to get traction. And at the time, I didn't even know about that 1100 rule.
Oh, so you got lucky.
So I literally just got lucky. Yeah, it was kind of funny. But yeah, they looked at me like I was nuts.
Yeah. I'm excited to start putting weight back on because it's like 1295 or 7 right now, and it's 62% rear. So now the plan, like the whole goal was like, okay, now I can put, because I want to go back up to like probably 1400 somewhere in there, and be more like 66, 67. So
What?
I get to do that exactly like right where I want it. You know what I mean? That's gonna be.
So you're
exciting.
trying to get to like the 67 weight bias?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, somewhere in there. 70 is too much for me, but 65 is, a little low.
Yeah, I would agree. It was funny. I was driving my Shark and pulled it off the track, and just for whatever reason, I threw it up on the scales just to see where it was at, and I was looking at the rear weight on it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then so I pulled my GRK out, and I was running it, and then when I got done with it, I pulled that over to the scale, and my GRK was like 240 grams lighter in the rear end than my Shark. So I was looking at that 5 conversion, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna flip that motor, and I did, and that made a big difference. That was a big plus for that car for sure. And it's still running like 68. I'm at like 67, 68 on the weight bias.
Nice. I wonder when I was literally so I was filing away at the bulkhead on my MD2, and this was not for weight reasons. This was because on the MD2, it has the slide rack. You can adjust the fore and aft position, and if you have it all the way to the rear, it actually interferes with the bulkhead.
Yeah.
So cool.
Sounds like an MD.
Fun Yokomo stuff, but when I was sitting there filing away on it, I was thinking to myself, I was like, if this whole strategy of like making your chassis super light, like anything that race cars do,
with the
I could definitely see like if we start going, like any competitive sport goes, right? Like I could see people really pursuing the lightweight as a roller and then adding mass back, ballast. I could see
Exactly
people
what
like
I wanted.
sitting there
So-
filing down aluminum parts, all the way until, you know what I mean? I could see
Well,
that
I mean,
happening.
I'd much rather build a super light car and then put the weight where I want it.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot more sense.
So like on an MD2, you could take a lot of aluminum off the front of that thing.
Man, that
You know
thing's
what I mean?
crazy up there. So
Thanks.
it's not quite in all of its glory right now, but it was my MD1, and I took the MD1 because it's always been it always had trouble with the steering, because stuff was always in the way. So it's kind of hard to probably see on the camera, but I put like a DDSS in it.
Oh, cool.
So I went ahead and made my own system to go ahead and mount a servo tray, and then went ahead and put the one I used is from Red Cat. I mean, I love that aluminum servo horn that they got that hooks to that carbon plate, and kind of made it to where it's got,
Crazy.
it's got all the steering you could want now.
Yeah. So do you have trouble with the trailing tire interfering on the shock?
No, look, you can kind of see how far away it is.
So you're just really wide?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm really wide. I mean, I didn't widen it out at all.
Okay.
It's basically running the stock lower arm setting, and I don't know. It just doesn't. I guess I'm probably not running as much camber as I could be, but
Yeah, like for
but yeah, no, I
my
don't-
for my setup, like on a GR Corolla from Rev D, I find that I have to poke quite a bit to clear the front shock. And that's
Yeah, I mean-
that's the only thing making me think like I've
it's
definitely
it's a little wider. It's wider like than the MC1. I think it's probably about the same as my GRK.
But Logan, this is also you considering with the
No, it's wider.
It's a little
the
wider.
via
Yeah, it's wider.
the via knuckles, right?
yeah, but I mean the bottom link or the bottom arm is kind of determining your clearance on the shock. If anything, the via knuckles would clear easier because you're straight up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm running. Looks like I'm running SGs on this, and then I'm running the those aluminum adjustable axles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking for me is like I do have clearance issues with the trailing tire and the shock, and as much as I've been like not down with inboard shocks or like cantilever shocks, I'm like it'd be nice to not have that shock in the way there. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree. That's both front and rear on that car just made it very difficult for shock placement and stuff.
Mhm.
It's kind of a shame. That's why I did this, because I really like the way they floated the arms on the front and the rear.
Mm-hmm.
They got them off of the deck and everything, and just it just
I'm with you. I don't hate the whole pillow ball suspension thing. I'm not against it at all, really.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
been
mean, that's
fine for
that-
me.
the Express Grip Zero, that car was like that too, and
Yeah.
and I liked it. I just wanted this car to steer better.
Yeah.
that's the only thing. The slide rack just didn't work right.
Yeah.
I
I
couldn't
think the
get over.
MV2 may be a little better on that front, but it's still not. It's to get the Ackerman that you want. That's like
Right.
good. It's you got to do crazy stuff to it.
No, I went all in, but it definitely and actually now it really gets down like it's fun. It's a fun car. It's a fun car to follow.
No,
When you
the
drive,
way,
it feels free. Like
Yeah.
The steering feels very free up front.
yeah.
yeah, when you guys
I'm
do
happy with
Maui,
my
uh,
car too. It's just what I had to do to make that happen is a little.
I think I remember you had just gotten that car when you were out here.
I don't think I had it with me. I think I probably owned it. Like I had it bought, but I think I was driving my
Maybe.
Z.
Maybe
No, that was me. I had
Oh,
my
that was
That was
you.
DJ,
Okay,
yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember.
I was actually just like scrolling back through a couple of my memories on my photos and whatnot, and I was all like, "Oh, I had my MD2 last year when I went down there."
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
that's right. I remember that
And,
now.
I mean, like I think DJ's MD2 is one of his better performing cars. I mean, he likes his MST.
You can't
Well,
say that,
You
Logan.
know, I know. Yeah,
You can't disrupt the MST guy.
No, but when I was down there, I had my Z with my Hobby Wing Just Stock setup. So no.
That's
boost
right. Yeah, I
on it,
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Kept
The
up just fine.
beginnings. All right, you
I'm
guys.
excited to come back. Though.
We're gonna switch it up here so that you guys can have fun with this too.
We'll get some cars.
Look at some cars.
Let's do it. Let's roast some people.
Uh-oh. It's roasting sound.
It's time to roast.
Yeah, so there aren't very many pictures in Roast My Rig this week, which is
Oh.
kind of depressing. So if you want to, the link is somewhere up above. Here, let me do this.
Post it in the chat. Slideworks, where are those guys at again?
Yeah. Hey David, where are you guys at?
They're like Midwest, I want to say.
I think so.
Oh, this stuff looks clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still have to find something to hate on though.
It's like you have to. No, you don't.
Kansas.
We
No,
got
yeah,
to
Kansas.
we got to the point where just people were submitting things that were too clean. So
Yeah, we
Well,
have a
that's-
channel in our
like-
Discord called Roast My Rig, and it became like at first it was like people just posting whatever they had on their table, but then it became like RC Drift Car Show. So it was like everyone's posting their absolute best pictures. So my take on that now is just like still, let's just find something to roast. And I'm already looking at these headlights, and I'm not liking it. I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
blacked out headlights.
I mean, okay.
Blacked out. The edge isn't perfect, and you know, I'm seeing the vinyl sticking up from the side.
Okay.
Doesn't have any of the tire swirls on the side, so this
Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
It's too
best
new.
to me.
Too clean. Mismatched wheels too, front and rear.
That's the best I have.
As
I
a
like the little side window. I'm not bashing. I like that side window.
yeah, that's kind of cool. As a VIA user, only Dow will understand what I'm talking about here. As a VIA knuckle driver, but having nuts on the front wheels is just cringe, dude. You can't even do that.
Jesus.
If you're VIA, it's a bolt, not a nut. So
I mean,
you know, if you know, you know. I guess. Imagine not being cool.
my overdose will have that eventually.
I don't know, man.
Wow. Okay, from Dossie.
I'll post a picture so that people actually understand why I'm saying that.
Good color fade. But okay, so RAR.
There's just too many of those.
No wings.
It's got the turbo fans. So it's part
Whoa,
of the
look at
club.
this. I see.
And this is a completely different one. Okay.
D-Like.
God, I mean, Josh
these
can't
are pretty
post
nice.
something and have me hate on it. That guy's insane. Josh is incredible.
Oh, this
in
is
his
Josh.
painting and- oh wait, the
Josh.
body you were just showing isn't it?
That's
What's with that brown carpet?
Oh no, that's not Josh. Never mind. It was
It's-
gray
it's
ass
the carpet. It's the square
Roast my
trim that's
carpet.
breaking
That
me.
gray ass carpet.
Wait, what?
Purple shocks with red lower
Yeah,
arms
pick a
and
color.
front
Pick a
bumper.
color for sure.
We got
Pick a
some
color.
colors going on here.
Yeah, pick a color.
Trying to see what there's something.
Is there a
green hanging on
keychain thing
Yeah, what is
hanging from the battery tray?
Yes.
That's a hazard.
It's active. Weight
Look at those
balance.
front posts for the batteries.
Just running standoffs.
They're just all the way back, all the way out.
160
flying.
millimeter standoffs.
To standoff with a couple
Good
set
Lord,
screws and
one.
then another standoff on top of it, probably. Classic.
Okay.
Then they're LBS.
Okay.
Sorry, I saw that body and I assumed it was a Josh product.
So is Taehan Phil?
Yeah, that's Phil.
Okay. This is an old picture. Wait,
Yeah, that's a pretty old picture.
is that James's Miku? It probably is.
That might be Ray's Miku. And I've heard I've heard down the grapevine that Phil might be getting a new body, and he might have gotten permission from the Miku man himself, James of Team D Style, to come out with a pure Miku livery, which I told him already exists.
Well, well, no, you know that Super G just had the Miku livery posted on their website. But Phil,
Oh,
what are we doing?
what is he
here?
doing there? He's taking apart everything. Phil's kind of. What is Phil building, DJ?
Oh my gosh.
We're a step behind. They got something up there.
This
Looks
is my
like
guy Phil.
Yeah.
it's definitely a build. A lot of Q-tips going on. Clean ears.
Mirren.
People are posting pictures now, so we should be able to survive a little bit.
I'm not hearing people post pictures. Like, I'm not hearing those notifications.
It's happening.
Okay.
It's happening.
Big Daddy Rave.
Ooh, that's pretty clean.
I could do a rest my workbench really quick.
That's that classic A plastics clarity, though. You can
I
tell.
can take you back to my
Okay.
workbench if you want to roast a workbench.
Yeah, you can tell an A plastics body because the clear is not clear.
It's got the waves.
But yeah,
It's
my
like bacon.
Rev D body is the first like non A plastics body that I really have had, and I was like, oh shit, they can make the plastic clear. That's crazy, dude.
What is this? CEO slow.
Is this like a UC build or what's happening here? There's a lot of top line, a lot of pistons, a lot of suspension parts. I
Wait.
feel like, or damper parts.
So this is what I hate about like the difference between like Facebook versus YouTube chat versus Discord. It's like I never remember who anyone is.
Oh, but see,
I
this
think
is Ben from
this is
down
Ben.
south.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reverse rear body mounts. And they're upside down.
They're upside
What
down.
is going on there, dude? I don't think that's gonna work, brother.
Hey, maybe it's just weight.
But like, it's like a supercar where it's got like the vents on the side. It's like gonna hold on to those things.
Well, I think it's funny because like when he probably decided to get a GRK was after Alex and Lance went down there. Well, when we were down there to go do the track day to fix the track or sand the track. That was a good day. It was a fun time. Okay, Josh, with some
This
scale
guy.
magic pictures.
This
Is this even
guy.
fair? Is
No, this is not fair.
Scale Magic does some amazing photography work.
Well, yeah, I mean, between Scale Magic and Josh Geege, we can't roast.
Look at that.
There's nothing to roast.
That one, yeah, we're cooked on this one.
Not at ink. I'm just kidding.
Good luck.
I
Not in
mean,
the zone. Get in the zone.
Yeah. Not in the zone enough.
You're 2 miles from the zone, Josh.
get better. Let's see. We got Trey.
Which tray is this? This is not.
I don't know which Trey this is.
Got some vape going on here.
I think this Trey Reese, maybe Salem Trey. I don't know. 7PX, or is that a 4PX?
Bro. Bro, the other picture, this rack looks like it's about to collapse, dude. Look at the bend on that bad boy.
Eugene Trey.
What is
okay.
on the top shelf, dude?
Oh, up here.
Yeah.
I see it.
Take the
Wow.
bowling balls off the top shelf, brother.
I mean, it
The
doesn't
weight
take...
down crawler up there.
Okay, we got Logan. If you
This
know,
is
you
Via
know,
Life
pick
right here. Via Life.
this, right?
No nuts. You got a screw to put your wheel on.
You know, this isn't anything new, by the way.
It's new to me, so that's all that matters. And you can also see what I'm talking about with the
Yeah, right here.
front shock clearance.
What's the real advantage of having the screw instead of the nut?
There's probably not an advantage. It's just in this case, I have the Hecotech Via Knuckles, and he has a Hecotech axle, and his axle is female instead of male. So
I think in racing world, it's rotating mass.
Okay.
So
It looks cool.
that's it.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. It's fun. It's interesting. It's a little more annoying to get the wheel on, but I don't really, who cares?
So
I love these knuckles. These knuckles were made for me. I feel like he listened to me, like thinking about RC drift stuff in my sleep, and then made knuckles about it.
That is interesting. Dream
Wow.
sharing.
that kind of okay. So it's an inline knuckle, right? Is there
Yeah.
KPI adjustment on this?
So it's
Or is it
different
just-
words that Hecotech uses, but I want to make a whole video breakdown on these because I feel like a lot of people in the States don't kind of understand the gist.
Well,
But if you
yeah. Like
if you've
just
watched, are we going?
yeah, go.
Okay. If you watch the podcast, I am a person that is not a fan of big caster angles because I don't like the effect is when you have higher caster, you get more camber gain as you steer the car. And the result is that most people's cars, when they're going through the steering arc, you roll the front tire from the inside edge to the outside edge. And so in the middle of that, at some point you're flat, and then when you're at lock, you're at a high
Angle.
positive camber angle. Yeah. So I like to I like my preference is to, and this is just my own preferences, is to keep the tire only at least on an edge and maybe go flat, but not ever go over flat and go positive.
So you kind of like it to be kind of tilted in, and as it turns, it kind of just stands straight up and down.
Yeah. I don't like the camber to change a lot when I'm turning. And honestly, this setup is not quite how I want, but I'll once I get further down through this whole spiel, I'll explain why. But so the whole point of the Via knuckles is that you run 0 caster. And the other point is that you run 0 camber in the arms. So the arms are you're supposed to run a completely neutral setting in the arm length so that basically at the ball studs there's 0 camber, and then you're meant to run 0 caster as well. And what that does is basically prevent the action of the tire like rolling over the edge. And then
So it's flat all the way through the whole sweep.
yes, ideally, yes. Well,
Supposed to be.
so that's the other part of it. So there's a quote unquote KPI adjustment. It's technically a different term for these knuckles is included angle, because KPI, if you have KPI, a lot of the times that means the steering ball stud also tilts,
Mhm.
which is not the case in these knuckles. So it's called included angle for these. And I happen to get the +5 included angle or -5 included angle ones. I'd probably go to 3 because I think 5 is too much camber. I don't need -5 camber. I probably need more like -3 through the whole sweep. So anyways, obviously when you go 0 caster, you give up a certain effect of like force going, resistance in the in the steering against the servo. So
Yep.
like when you have high caster, you have a force that wants to center the steering system.
Right.
So kind of a way to counteract that a little bit, it's not quite as strong, is these have trail, which you can see. So where that screw is on the hub there is set about 3 millimeters further back than the axis of the actual steering or the suspension link.
Yeah, it's behind it. I see
Yeah.
it there.
So
And that's its
that
name.
in and of itself won't provide that same caster force that you get, but if you set the car up right, it will. You'll have trail in the steering so that there is some kind of, it's supposed to basically make up for the lack of feedback pressure for the servo. And these knuckles are also obviously designed in a way that, if I disconnect the steering links, the knuckles themselves can go beyond. It's like beyond 90 on both sides.
With
Not
no
that you would
binding.
ever use that or need it, but it's like if you have the envelope, then you can actually
not?
tune it closer to what you're trying to get.
Mhm. That sounds pretty advanced.
Yeah, if you're like me and you think that the whole caster camber gain thing is a problem, then these are for you.
I like to run a lot of caster, but I would like
Yeah.
to feel what this feels like.
Well, I'll be
I
down
like
there.
I like my tires on the edge when it's turned.
Yeah, I like them on the edge too, but only on one edge. It's like more consistent. But yeah, I mean, this is a personal preference stuff to me. I don't think my strategy has held me back at all. Yeah, I'd be happy to have you drive the car for sure. And so much of it comes down still
When you get
to
quiet.
servo and gyro stuff.
Mhm.
Run out of battery. I don't know. Yeah, next week. Let's do that.
Absolutely. Here's a pic from looks like
Rolling
Heartbreak from
All
RG.
the rollers.
All the Corolla gang. That's pretty sick.
His battery was dying. Is that what was happening?
Yeah,
Ron's battery.
I think phone battery for Ron might have died.
Gotcha.
Hey, Chris
look.
is in chat, so he's chilling.
Look.
There you go. Yeah, Dow is also a Hecotech driver, but he has way cooler. I mean, I'm a huge fan of my whole setup, which is all one up. But he's got the overdose countersunk washers.
Let's see. My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff. Looks like we might get them back.
I think so. Like they just need
Yeah.
to go plug in a charger. That's all. So
Fastest bedtime in Sun City. Holy smoked.
see what do we got? We got fantasy front end here
Yep.
with a MD.
MD2? Yeah, that's a 2.
Hmm.
That was in chat. Somebody said something about that.
Oh, that was where is it? Jeff Light.
Yeah.
So he's I think from Kansas. Is it Kansas City? He's gonna be a guest in a few weeks.
Cool. I'd be interested to see how he did that because that's pretty neat.
Well, it's definitely not a standard chassis, right? Because
It looks like the stock deck, but maybe they drilled holes in it or did something. I don't know. Wichita.
Kansas.
Look at that battery mount, though. That's what I was saying. Like, it literally has 2 aluminum pieces to hold it up.
Mhm.
And then there's just, like, all kinds of extra.
Changing to
Aaron, make sure we hook up. Make sure we meet up, Aaron M, when I'm down there next week. When me and DJ are down there next week, because I'm loving this. The jokes, the roasts on old Ron.
There he is. He's back.
Sun City, my ass.
Like the
Where's
one time
Aaron
he
at?
was
Point
actually-
Aaron out.
Yeah.
Get him.
I don't get home till usually 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe 2. Stay up, work on bodies, work on chassis, and then get up and do it again the next day.
Okay, from RJ. So that's a lot of window banner. But okay.
I did that as well. Those are, I mean, if you're gonna have window banners, those are some cool window banners to have.
Do you think his roof is a vinyl? Like, is it a
Yeah.
wrap or is it?
I guess that could be paint.
It's very satin, so I don't think it is. I think it's a wrap.
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, having the cross games and the WTDC banner is pretty sick.
That is pretty sick, yeah.
Sick body, RJ.
Oh,
Oh,
look.
it is painted. Okay, there you go.
So it is Kanzai deck.
Yep. RJ is an RCO guy, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
That Kirby.
Is this
Sit
the
down.
it's the scale science Kirby?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Or I'm sorry, it's Mile High. I think Mile High does that.
Yeah. Mark, who we haven't seen this episode.
Okay, what do we got? King Krov, 1974. Oh, hey, did you see the Rev D GR86 body drop? Like $96 or something like that. Not that bad.
Just we needed another 8.6 on the drive.
I know, right? But the funny thing is that I feel like they were probably one of the first to like release a design, and they've taken the longest to release the body itself.
Right.
Like I thought MST's was taking it forever, but nah.
I mean, we went through that with the Corolla too. We saw the Corolla forever ago. I mean, we saw the 86 before the Corolla, but the
Yeah.
Corolla came out before that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Being on this
Two-
guy.
Too much f-stop, my guy. Too
Yeah,
low of an
way-
f-stop.
Yeah.
Start shooting at like f4. That'll help clear that up. Or unless you're using like the phone bokeh thing, there's that too.
So yeah, the thing is, when you're getting into photography, you don't have to keep your lens wide open.
I like the color. The color's great.
Depth
Though.
of field on your subject, keeping your entire subject in focus is a good thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on. f1.4. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, bud.
exactly. Exactly. Hector, actual photographer, by the way.
1.4 all the time. Oh, whoa.
Mitch Beck.
Those poor stickers.
These overdose rod ends, are they dyed or are they actually legit purple?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's cool.
Because I know like some companies did that. I don't think Overdose had purple. I know they had white and they have black.
Can you get that kind of saturation from original white part?
Maybe.
It looks. it
Vito's
looks like
saying
the
those
same
are
shade.
res ball cups.
Oh, that's cool.
Rich Beck.
Props for the Mitch Beck sticker, for sure.
Rich Beck. I had the purple one. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, that concludes our session for Roast My Rig. Not a lot of roasting.
Not a lot of roasting here. Some good looking stuff.
Yeah,
We roasted camera angles and we roasted nuts for we roasted wheel nuts, which was
Well,
fun.
he said you could roast his MC1 here if you want. It's got like 9 different color screws in the bottom.
Look at this.
Yeah, he's
Is that
got
from a Dremel?
no. It's one of those. I can't remember the name of the plastic pinion.
Oh yeah. Chris.
He's got like masking
Does that
tape
come in
around
your
his
Dremel
bars.
kit?
It looks like something right out of my.
It really
Dremel
does.
box.
It really does.
Brandon,
Every
You
time
run,
I
like,
see one of those
races,
pinions, I'm like,
stations under your magnets. The hell's wrong with you?
hey,
oh,
I use those.
Vito
plastic
added a
pinions.
photo.
Okay.
He's lying though. I don't see this.
No. Hold on. Let me switch.
Oh no, scale magic. Busted.
Oh, wait. I need to
Hey, Cody,
actually go. Wait.
Bring your body
Oh,
over.
no. Here we go.
I'm gonna roast Cody. Yeah, I'm gonna roast Cody for not being on the episode.
He's still
I'm
there,
looking at
right?
him over here right now, so you'll be able to see him here in a second. Well, you can't miss him. He's like 14 feet
He's
tall.
17 feet tall.
There
What up,
you go.
brother?
There we go.
Oh, okay.
So this is the new
Oh, I thought he had
Alex has
goggles
painted
on.
up all these dope ass bodies for their team.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, look at this stuff, man.
Hold on. There. Oh, nope. Oh no. There we go.
I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but this has so much chunky flake in it. The roof's got a really heavy chunky flake, and then there's kind of like a green pearlescent one in there as
Oh
well.
yeah.
That's like a scale forged carbon. There you go. It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a really good job on him. Violence.
So when I come down to SDC in October, who is gonna make the Portos runs for me? Vittorio, Dow, either one of you, maybe. It's not that far from the track. I got it. Okay.
You see how he ran away already?
Oh, can you drag him back?
Silently.
Do you think Super G could just have like Portos just like drop off a whole bunch of stuff, like a pop-up tent? Anyways,
Bring a food truck.
right? Yeah, I think they would do really well with a food truck, actually. All right, you guys. Logan, do you have any more topics that you want to go over? It's past 9.
Yeah, we're beyond time.
DJ, are you done with your Golem yet?
I'm done.
I mean, he's still waiting for
No.
parts, but
I mean, yeah, I still gotta wait for parts, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm kind of like hodgepodging it right now. I wish I had, more hardware because I'm kind of like scrambling through all my kits to see what kind of hardware I have.
Trey, DJ will never be done.
Cars.
Yeah.
Never be done. All right, you guys. Ron, Chris, thanks for being on the stream. I know
Yeah,
it was kind of like last
Thanks
minute,
for having us.
very
Thanks for
last
having
minute.
us.
Where
Yeah,
can
it
we
was-
find you guys on the Insta and on the socials?
So it'd be Tandem _RC on Instagram, and on Facebook it's Tandem RC Drift.
For me, it's raw.component on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
On
Yeah, if you guys are looking for like sick carrying cases for your RC cars, basically like a display case that you take to the track, hit up Raw Component. They got some good stuff.
DM me right now because it's out of stock on the site. It's got crazy. So just DM me if you really
Hit the
want.
boy up.
Yeah.
Hit him up. He'll hook you up.
We're also going to be adding it to the tandemrc.com website so
Yeah.
that people can find his stuff, because we're going to be kind of
Distributing
branching off
there.
and getting some other things.
Hell yeah.
Also,
Also,
another one of our guys was going to be here tonight. Jim with 20 Clicks. He sells import cars and stuff, but he's actually building a R33 Pro Spec drift car right now. It's going to have Raw Component on it. It'll have Tandem RC on it, and they're going to start competing with that car. It's going to be pretty sick.
It's gonna be amazing.
That'll be cool.
So yeah, go to, I believe it's at 20 Clicks.
Yeah.
20 Clicks. Yeah, you can see the car as it's getting built. So
So definitely also shout out, like promote like Tandem RC as a source for parts is a solid hookup too. You guys have a lot of stuff.
we do.
Yeah. I think people don't really understand that if you're looking for stuff, you can find it. Tandem RC has a lot of stuff. I've
Yeah,
just
I haven't,
recently made a purchase there.
haven't done the best job of posting and stuff like that on Instagram. So we're working on that too. But yeah, we do have quite a bit. We got quite a bit.
Anyone that's been in that shop is like standing around looking at the wall, going, "Holy shit!"
Hey,
We
Nate,
we just got a big Pandora shipment in too. So we've got a lot of bodies and stuff.
Yeah, a
too.
lot of. I always had a lot of bodies too. Yeah.
do you have any
So-
addiction Corollas in stock?
Ooh, I don't know. I have to go check real quick. I might have one.
Because I might have to buy it.
But yeah.
Two guys looking for it right this second.
Good source of parts for sure. That's where I ordered when I did my UC conversion. I ordered TRFs just for the hell of it, and that's where I got them from.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
buy?
Rock-
Are you gonna buy a color kit, Logan?
Yeah,
it's a confirmed. It's here.
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
we got both the Rev D and the Addiction.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't need another Rev
Hey,
D one.
can you hide that Rev D Corolla for me?
Yeah, done.
Yeah, next week.
Done.
You gonna make room for that one?
Yeah, I might have to bring that home with me.
That'll
Yeah.
fit in a backpack, man. Just stuff it with clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a body is nothing. You can fill the void. It's basically no space. Yeah, you're chilling. I recently, I got my TRFs from you that I needed for my UC conversion. That was a good deal.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, I remember seeing that come through.
Okay.
All right,
All right, you guys. It's been
hang
fun.
out, hang out, you guys.
Yeah, you two
Stay in
stay.
the call.
Yeah. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, guys. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Next week. What's next week?
No show.
Yeah, no show because I've got a work meeting and you guys will be down there. Week after that will be the 27th.
Maybe you'll catch us on Instagram Live or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can fire up in here.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. Live stream coming from Tandem. Actually, that'd be way cool.
Yeah.
Let's
see why
see.
not.
27th, we got Jeffrey and Garrett from High Voltage Garage. So that's Jeff Light. So that'll be cool. And I got Brock Leach signed up for the show too. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I need to get to work on the bookings. I have a lot of people on my list, but at the same time, I have a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, no doubt. And I'm curious. Actually, we'll talk about it after this. Okay, thanks guys. I'm gonna end it.
Take care, y'all. Take care.
Be safe.
See you
Have fun.
guys.
Later.